Hello everybody and welcome to a Fillet tutorial on how to sign in to an organization. Fillet is an application for professional chefs in commercial kitchens. My name is Kirill and I'm one of the co-founders here at Fillet. So let's begin. Fillet is available on iOS, Android, and the web, and the organizations feature is available on all the three platforms. Now, when you launch the Fillet application for the first time, the default setting is personal account. The data is personal, it's stored in your device. When we sign into an organization, the data between the organization and personal data is not shared. Those are kept separate. And the administrator can add you to any number of organizations. And each one of these organizations is going to have their own data. So to start off, we're going to do each platform one by one, and we're going to do iOS first, followed by Android and the web app. So if you're only interested in a particular platform, then please feel free to skip forward and watch the rest of the tutorial then. So to start off on iOS, we need to launch the iOS application, which you would have downloaded from the App Store. And it is available for both the iPhone and the iPad, as well as the iPod. When you start the application for the first time, it takes you to the Ingredients tab, which is the very first tab on the left. And what we need to do is then tap on More in the bottom right corner of the screen. And when we tap on More, a new window opens up, and there we can select a button called Settings. When we tap on Settings, it brings us to the Accounts page where we need to sign in with the Fillet ID. And now this Fillet ID is going to be used by your administrator to add you to your organization or organizations. You can use an existing Fillet ID, or your administrator can send you an email with the invitation, and then the Fillet ID will be created for you automatically. So let's continue. We're going to sign in, tap sign in, and then we will be entering our Fillet ID, our credentials. And after we have entered the credentials, we press sign in, and then we're back to the account page where the synchronization will then be in progress. We're going to then, once the synchronization has been finished and we have the last synced update here in the middle of the screen, we can tap on More, which is the back button, and that takes us back to the main section, More section. From then, we're now signed into our personal account. So we need to instruct Fillet to then switch modes and go into an organization account. So we're going to tap on Organizations, which is right here. And after we tap on Organizations, we're going to get a list of organizations to which the Fillet ID belongs. So here we have our example organization for our internal testing called Product Org 2. In your case, it'll be something that is set by your administrator. So we're going to go ahead and tap on the organization, and as soon as we do that, Fillet will then change its modes, reset the app, or reset the interface, and then bring us back to the Ingredients tab. So let's go ahead and tap .org. And now here we're brought back to the Ingredients tab, but now the data is, we need to wait for the data to finish syncing, but when it finishes syncing, this is the data that is our organization data, and it'll show up here in the Ingredients and in the rest of the sections. And now you're sent into the organization, and any changes you made will be made to the organization. Anything that your teammates, any changes that your teammates are making to the organization data will be reflected in your device. So that's it for iOS, and now we can move forward and continue on with Android. Now with Android, you would have downloaded the application from the Play Store or any other APK download website, or from our homepage at getfillet.com, where we share the APK for free for download, if you wish to download it that way directly. When you launch the application for the first time, it will say that you're not signed in, and there's going to be some grayed out buttons. And just like iOS, it is by default, it is going to be in personal data mode. So what we need to do first is we need to sign in. So we're going to tap on the sign in button here. And we're going to sign in with our existing Fillet ID and our password. And tap sign in. And once we sign in, we see that the message has been updated. It says the accounts into which we're currently signed in. And now we can then go ahead and see which organizations our account has been added to. So my organizations, tap on those, tap on that button. And then in the list of organizations, it will display the list of organizations to which your affiliate ID belongs. And it can be one, two, or any number of them. Our internal organization is called Product 2, but yours will say something specific to your organization. So once you found the one you'd like to join or would like to get the data for, just simply tap an organization and it'll take you right back to the main screen. And here you see that the message has been updated in the header. It now says which organization you're signed into and your personal account for reference. And now we can tap sync, which will synchronize all the data for the organization and download it to our device. And anytime you are making changes to the devices, Android device does not support background sync at this time, so it has to be manually synced. Anytime you make a change to the data on the Android device, in order for that data to be shared with the rest of your team, you have to tap the sync button, so don't forget that. And finally, we're going to go on to the web application. It is available at dashboard.getfillet.com, and you can access it from any browser. And once we are on that website, we can then sign in with our Fillet ID and our password. And once we're inside the web application and we have signed in successfully, we're going to go to the top left corner of the screen where it says the account name, and there's a little arrow down button. So we're going to click on the top left corner, and after we click that, we see a drop down of all of the organizations in which the account belongs. So we're going to select the organization which we're interested in. So product 2, our internal testing organization. Yours will say something that is specific to your organization, to your company, to your business, or to your school. And once we click on that, the website will refresh and it will start showing you the organization data. It'll take a little bit of time to sync, and but once it does, the organization's name will be reflected in the top left corner of the screen, and the organization data will then show up in the different tabs of the web app here. So this concludes the tutorial on how to sign into a Fillet organization from iOS, Android, and web. If you enjoyed this tutorial or you would like more information about how to sign into organizations, how to administer an organization, or how to use Fillet in general, please go to our support portal at support.getfillet.com, and there you can also find our contact information if you need to get in touch with us. Thank you very much, and we hope you enjoy using Fillet, and we would love to hear your feedback, so let us know how it goes.